That was, I think, a perfect finale for the day. So I think we have had a wonderful day today in terms of just looking at various aspects of this very interesting and yet very little understood subject. Uh, Actually, what Gautam was talking about reminded me of something that I read in a book, that when you hire, and I think Ranjit, you also spoke about that, Rajneesh, in terms of hiring right, is about, we end up hiring people for skills and knowledge, but there's a third very vital factor, which is talent. And if you're focused on talent, you'll very often, particularly in front-end facing kind of businesses. So this guy had talked about two case studies. One was drivers. Now, you can always ask, what is the talent that's required for truck driving? It's a fairly low, the skills and knowledge are pretty common and everyone can drive. And all you tell him is the traffic rules and stuff, and the guy will do a good job. And in the US, they found that an average that a truck driver does is 125,000 miles in a year and makes 3 accidents in a year. So that is the national average. And they found this one guy, they were cutting a cake for him because in 20 years he had finished 4 million miles, which is 200,000 miles a year, and not a single accident in his entire career. So they found that must be something strange about this guy. So he asked a trucking company to give them 5 such people who are excellent drivers and 5 who are average, not bad, but average. And when they spoke to the average guys and asked them, what do you think when you're driving? They did focus group interviews with these guys. And the difference came only in one question, which is, what do you think when you're driving? So the guys who are average all said that, I'm planning my destination, so I know that I have this next turn to take. If I miss that, then it's a 60-mile detour. And, where am I going to stop for the night and blah, blah, which is all normal. That's what we would think if you're going on a long journey. Then they spoke to the outstanding guys and asked them, what do you think when you're driving? And they thought for a while and says, actually, we are thinking nothing. But sometimes I see a car approaching very fast from behind. And I think, what will I do if he tries to overtake from the wrong side? Now, that guy is never going to make an accident because he's so much on top of the situation there. Now, not thinking is a talent that you can't teach. Not thinking generally about anything and just doing your job is not a talent that you can teach anybody. If you have it, you have it. You don't have it, you don't have it. One of the reasons why Dabbawalas all come from the same community and roughly around the same cluster of villages is that there is a consistency of service that's really got established over the years because there is a completely shared value system among these guys. They all believe in the same thing. They all want to deliver the same level of service. And that's something that we sometimes overlook. So I think it's been a great day of interactions. I'll call upon Vikas to basically talk about what is it that you can expect tomorrow and some do's and don'ts about tomorrow. Vikas. So thank you. I won't be seeing you guys tomorrow. I have a trip to make to Delhi. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again, audience, for participating in the first conference day of the QServe. So this is our commitment to really put together people every year to help India become world-class with regards to servicing people and really putting India, like what we always look at the West, the US, UK, etc., look at great examples of customer service. And really our commitment with starting this initiative is to have, us be able to say, like, here are Indian role models, here are Indian case studies, right? Because it's normally really hard to say, okay, if I shout out to the room, tell me an example of a great Indian company that stands for service consistently over decades, right? It's really difficult to do that. But now we've heard from Dabbawalas, we know there's one consistently there, but we want to have Indian companies at the level where we talk about DHL or American Express or Four Seasons or Singapore Airlines or Emirates Airlines, to have Indian companies up there. So this is, year one in that initiative. For us to keep on improving, to be of service to us, it'd be great to get your feedback, right? So honest, constructive feedback of what was good this year, what was not good, what do you want to see on, how do we build year on year? And then, as Sandeep said, for tomorrow, as part of the commitment to really drive world-class service in India, you've just seen a glimpse of Ron. So how many people of you are now excited about tomorrow? Okay, very good. So how many of you think some of your teams would also be excited and get value from tomorrow? Great. So straight up, not even going to be subtle, it's a plug. So if you're really interested and committed in having your organizations be world-class, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. It's Ron's only public event in Mumbai this year. He's not scheduled to come back for at least a year. And he has worked at putting a lot of great companies on the map with regards to service. So if you're interested in your companies being like that, you should have you and your teams participate, right? Because that's how you're going to become world-class excellence. And that's how maybe next year we'll be talking about some of your companies, being world-class role models for India. So I'm just going to close today. If you're interested, you can just tell us today before you're leaving if you are going to bring some of your team so we can manage the numbers, because we're already quite full up for tomorrow. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks very much.